If your legs start to feel heavy, swollen, or worn out by the afternoon, especially once you're past 70, most people are told this is simply part of getting older. They assume poor circulation is something you have to live with, like gray hair or slower mornings. But what often surprises older adults is what they hear when a surgeon explains the real cause in plain language. In many cases, the issue is not your heart. It is not even your arteries alone. The real problem is often a small group of muscles in the lower legs that have quietly stopped doing their job. There is a foundational principle taught in orthopedic and vascular medicine that has been around for decades. Your calf muscles act like a second heart for your legs. Every time they contract, they help move blood upward back toward your heart. When those muscles weaken or stay inactive, blood tends to settle around the ankles and lower legs. That is why swelling, aching, pressure, and heaviness so often appear together. Research continues to support this. In a 2021 study published in the Journal of Applied Physiology, researchers followed older adults with mild circulation issues. They found that targeted calf muscle activation significantly improved venous blood return in just a few weeks. These participants were not running. They were not lifting weights. They were doing one very simple movement that most people ignore because it looks too easy to matter. This does not mean walking is bad. Walking is excellent for overall health. But walking alone does not always give these specific muscles the clear signal they need, especially after 70. That is why many surgeons quietly recommend adding one targeted movement to support leg circulation and reduce daily discomfort. In this video, I'll guide you through that movement exactly the way it's commonly taught to older adults, gently, safely, and without strain. If you stay with me, you'll see why this single exercise can help your legs feel lighter and more comfortable again, without equipment and without pushing your body. Before we begin, let me know your age and where you're watching from. And remember to like, share, and subscribe so more seniors can find this information. Exercise number 5. Gentle seated calf activation. This is often the first exercise surgeons introduce when an older patient complains about heavy legs, ankle swelling, or that tired feeling that builds by the end of the day. It looks almost too simple, which is exactly why most people overlook it. But this small movement targets a muscle system that plays a critical role in circulation after 70. You do this exercise sitting in a chair with your feet flat on the floor. There is no standing, no balance challenge, and no pressure on the knees or hips. You gently lift your heels while keeping the balls of your feet on the ground. As you lift and lower, the calf muscles tighten and relax in a controlled rhythm. These muscles are often called the venous pump of the legs because their contraction helps push blood upward against gravity. In everyday life, this function matters more than most people realize. When calf muscles stay weak or inactive, blood can pool in the lower legs. Over time, this contributes to swelling, tightness, aching, and that heavy sensation many seniors describe. Reactivating these muscles helps support circulation during long periods of sitting, watching television, or riding in a car. The same research showed that simple seated calf movements send a clear signal to the muscles responsible for assisting blood flow without exhausting the body. To practice safely, sit tall in a sturdy chair. Place both feet flat on the floor about hip-width apart. Slowly lift your heels as high as feels comfortable while keeping your toes down. Pause briefly at the top, then lower your heels back to the floor with control. Move slowly and breathe naturally. If you feel cramping, reduce the height of the lift or take a short break. One common mistake is rushing through the movement. Speed is not the goal. Gentle, controlled repetitions are far more effective for circulation than fast bouncing. Another mistake is holding your breath, which can reduce the benefit and make you feel lightheaded. For older adults, this exercise supports comfort, confidence, and independence. It can be done daily, even multiple times a day, without fatigue. Many people notice their legs feel lighter and less tight within a few weeks of consistent practice. This gentle activation prepares your legs for the next step, where we begin improving flow through the joints just above the calves. Exercise number 4. Supported ankle-to-knee flow. Once the calf muscles begin waking up, the next goal is to help blood move more freely through the joints just above them. This gentle movement focuses on the ankles and knees working together, which becomes increasingly important for smooth circulation as we age. This exercise is still done seated, keeping it safe and approachable. You sit in a chair with both feet flat on the floor. One leg at a time, you slowly slide your foot back toward the chair, allowing the knee to bend naturally. Then you gently slide the foot forward again until the leg is nearly straight. The motion is slow and guided, more like encouraging the joint than forcing it. As the knee bends and straightens, the surrounding muscles contract and release in a soft, rhythmic way. This helps blood continue moving upward through the lower legs. In daily life, this matters because many older adults spend long stretches of time with their knees barely moving at all. Limited knee motion can slow circulation and contribute to stiffness and swelling below the joint. Medical guidance summarized by the Cleveland Clinic has shown that gentle, repeated joint movement improves venous return and reduces stiffness in older adults, especially when paired with muscle activation below the knee. The key is not intensity. It is regular, comfortable motion that keeps the joints and surrounding tissues active. To practice this movement, sit upright and place both hands on the sides of the chair for stability. Slowly slide one foot back, bending the knee only as far as feels comfortable. Pause briefly, then slide the foot forward again. Switch legs and repeat. Breathe normally and keep the movement smooth and unhurried. If you feel any knee discomfort, reduce the range of motion and focus on a smaller, pain-free movement. A common mistake is pushing the knee too far or moving too quickly. This exercise should feel soothing, not challenging. Think of it as oiling a hinge rather than testing its strength. For seniors, this movement supports comfort and confidence during daily tasks like standing up, walking, or climbing steps. It builds on the circulation benefits of the calf exercise and prepares your legs for the next stage, where balance and weight management begin to play a larger role. Exercise number 3. Supported standing weight shift. After circulation has been gently encouraged through the calves, ankles, and knees, the next step is helping your legs relearn how to manage body weight safely. This exercise introduces standing in a controlled way without demanding balance or strength beyond what feels secure. Stand behind a sturdy chair or near a kitchen counter, resting your hands lightly on the support. Keep your feet about hip-width apart. Slowly shift your weight slightly onto one leg, then return to center. Then shift gently toward the other leg and come back again. The movement is subtle and calm. You are not lifting your feet or testing how long you can balance. You are simply teaching your legs and hips to share the load smoothly. In everyday life, weight shifting is essential. Every step, turn, or small adjustment requires your body to transfer weight from one leg to the other. When this process becomes hesitant or uneven, circulation can slow and stiffness or discomfort may increase, especially after long periods of sitting. Guidance from the Mayo Clinic emphasizes that supported standing movements improve lower limb circulation and neuromuscular coordination in older adults, particularly when balance confidence has declined. These gentle shifts allow muscles to contract rhythmically, encouraging blood flow without the strain of full exercise routines. To practice, Stand tall with your chest relaxed and your eyes looking forward. Shift your weight slightly to the right, noticing the pressure through your foot. Return to center, then shift to the left and return again. Keep the motion slow and steady, breathing naturally. If you feel unsteady, reduce the size of the shift or rely a bit more on your hands. A common mistake is locking the knees or leaning the upper body too far. The goal is quiet control, not range or speed. Imagine your weight moving like a pendulum, smooth, predictable, and calm. For older adults, this exercise supports balance, circulation, and confidence while standing. It builds naturally on the seated movements and prepares your legs for more functional, real-life actions in the next step. Exercise number 2. Chair-assisted sit to stand. With your legs gently reactivated and balance introduced, the next step strengthens circulation through a movement closely tied to everyday life. Standing up from a chair with control. This exercise targets the large muscles in your thighs, hips, and calves, all of which help push blood upward while building functional strength after 70. Begin seated in a sturdy chair with your feet flat on the floor, slightly behind your knees. Lean forward just enough to shift your weight over your feet. Slowly rise to a standing position. Pause briefly, then return to the chair with the same calm control. Your hands may rest on the armrests or thighs if extra support is needed. In daily life, standing up from a chair happens dozens of times. Each time, your large leg muscles contract together. This coordinated action promotes circulation by helping blood move upward while also strengthening the legs for everyday movements. When this motion becomes difficult, people tend to avoid it, which can worsen both weakness and circulation problems. Research from Harvard Health Publishing explains that slow, consistent sit-to-stand repetitions improve lower body muscle activation and support venous return in older adults. The emphasis is on controlled motion rather than speed, particularly for those with joint concerns. To practice safely, start with a few repetitions. Stand slowly, taking about 3 seconds to rise, then sit down even more slowly. Breathe naturally. Avoid holding your breath. If your knees feel uncomfortable, reduce the depth or use your hands more for support until strength improves. A common mistake is dropping quickly back into the chair, which reduces the exercise's benefit and can strain joints. Moving deliberately keeps muscles engaged longer, enhancing both circulation and confidence. For seniors, this movement supports independence, less reliance on assistance, and legs that feel more active throughout the day. It also prepares your body for the final exercise, where circulation, strength, and functional daily movements converge. Exercise number 1. Controlled heel-to-stand flow. Many clinicians consider this the single most valuable exercise for leg circulation after 70, not because it is strenuous, but because it integrates everything the legs need in daily life. It combines calf activation, weight transfer, and standing strength into one smooth, practical movement. Start standing with your hands lightly resting on a chair or counter for safety. Feet should be hip-width apart. Begin by slowly lifting your heels slightly to engage the calves, then gently lower them. From here, bend your knees just a little and straighten again, as if starting to sit, but return to standing instead. Flow calmly from heel lift to gentle knee bend, then back to a relaxed standing position. In daily life, this sequence is crucial. Rising from a chair, stepping forward, or adjusting stance all require coordinated calf, thigh, and hip engagement. When these muscles stop working together, circulation suffers. Guidance from the National Institutes of Health highlights that combined lower body muscle activation improves venous return and functional mobility more effectively than isolated movements. Controlled, sequential contractions create stronger, more consistent circulation throughout the day. To practice, stand tall and relaxed. Lift your heels slowly and pause. Lower them, then bend your knees slightly and straighten. Keep motion smooth and unhurried. Start with a small range of motion and increase only if comfortable. If unsteady, rely more on your hands or reduce the bend. A common mistake is rushing or turning this into a squat. The goal is steady, confident movement, not pushing beyond comfort. For older adults, this exercise supports circulation, balance, and independence simultaneously. If you were to choose only one movement to make your legs feel lighter and stronger after 70, this is it. Practicing it consistently builds comfort, confidence, and functional mobility. Over the last few minutes, you've seen that leg circulation after 70 doesn't depend on intense exercise. It begins by gently waking the muscles that help blood move, restoring motion through joints, learning to transfer weight safely, and finally integrating these patterns into a smooth, controlled standing movement. Each step builds on the previous one, reinforcing the way the body prefers to function. With consistent practice, many seniors notice lighter, less tight legs, easier standing, and more confident walking, not because they pushed harder, but because they reminded the body how to work as a whole. Circulation improves through clarity, repetition, and control, not intensity. These benefits extend beyond comfort. Supporting leg circulation helps maintain balance, reduces fall risk, and preserves independence, critical for enjoying daily life, family, and home activities. Aging doesn't mean surrendering control. It means choosing movements that respect your current abilities while encouraging gentle adaptation. Small, thoughtful exercises like these can quietly support health and mobility for years to come. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which part of leg discomfort affects you the most? Heaviness, swelling, or fatigue? Leave a comment with your age and where you're watching from. If this video helped you, please like, share with someone who may benefit, and subscribe for more guidance designed specifically for older adults.